Hi everyone, it's Scrappy Kathy here with another Scrap Squad Sunday. And true confession, I'm actually filming this on Friday, which is the day that the Scrap Squad regular weekly lifts come out. This is lift number 8 for 2020. And as you can see, it's a vertical on wood grain with multiple fringed segments all the same length, some embellishments around it, a really kind of pretty filigree looking element here. Not exactly a doily, but maybe used with a doily cut, die cut of some sort. And a cluster down here, a few little bits around the title, leaves and things here. I'm going to go a little bit differently, as you might imagine. I'm using the really nearly every page in the Happy Cake Day by Pebbles 6x8 paper pad that came in the Mind the Scrap Bujo kit for January. And I've cut 2x6 segments, except for this one, which was a little bit more so that I could get 3 rows of cupcakes. I've fringed most of them, but I'm going to kind of show you my old-fashioned approach to fringing. But first, I'm going to kind of mount the top sections and the photo just so I can kind of see where these things fit in and how, whether I have to cut any of them down. So I've taken a really bright stripe that I really wanted to show, and it kind of heads things off. I'm going to really eyeball this, and my rows will not be absolutely lined up. I'm going to intentionally kind of move them over a bit. So this one, for example, I'll probably leave a little bit there. And these top ones on top of the photo cluster will not be fringed. And the reason for that is I'm going to use this. Oh, I forgot to take it out of the die. Okay, I cut this nice kind of filigree shape out of the festive paper that looks like ice cream sprinkles. And I'm going to layer it over that yellow and just above the photo, but first I want to get the photo on there. And with the idea in mind that the backing to the photo is navy blue, I thought this would kind of, and the top was yellow, I made that more of a white background. Okay, so that's going to go there. This is the photo I'm going to use. It's a photo that my son took of Reese yesterday, and she kind of snuggled up in an empty Kallax compartment in his office. I've put foam behind it. I thought I might mount it that way, but I decided to have an equal width piece of that paper kind of overlapped again like this. So, but I want to tuck things under, and I maybe want to offset this and do a cluster of something over here. The reason I'm choosing I haven't used many of the birthday elements in that kit, or I've used them for things other than birthdays. But Reese, we found out, I found out, honestly, it's James and the she belongs to James and the kids. So they may know how old she is or have ever seen her papers, but I don't. So when we took her to the vet, they happened to say, oh, she's got a birthday coming up. She's 11 months. And so I'm not exactly sure of the date, but I thought I'd do a birthday page for her anyway. Okay, and what I've done there is I kind of scooched this up a little bit so I have a little more room for these papers down here. And I'm going to put that there. You'll see I want to be able to get in a whole hip hip hooray, and there's one right here, so I scooched it up to there. It doesn't matter if I cover these or these now with embellishments. Okay, under this, I was going to scooch this up so that there was not much of the fringe showing. To me, this is kind of a blah sort of paper, but it works a little bit as a neutral to kind of offset and highlight the darker blue. So I want to get this up almost to where the fringe begins. And I'll show you in a minute how I made that fringe. So you can guess, just random scissor cuts. Then I want this one to layer in under here, maybe offset a bit, and I'll put a cluster to kind of hide that edge. And then I have one that's fringed, a layer that's fringed on both sides. Let's see if I can do that, and it won't be too, so that it will overlap. I fringed the cupcakes top and bottom. And I wish I had, well, actually, I'm going to go look at my fake stitching and see if I can find it and bring it in a little bit this way so it's not completely. But I will run so that I can kind of bend the fringe up more. I just glued it in the middle. Let me get it here. It'll be over there. And then I'm going to let this one, this is the one I'm going to layer, I'm going to fringe on camera. And I kind of want to see how that could work. That's good. And then I want to finish off with this little red layer, and it's a branding strip, so it has the hole, so I'm going to try to hide the hole. Okay, first of all, here's my really sophisticated fringing technique. You know, I just cut random lengths. Sometimes with certain types of layouts, I'll actually tear out a strip of the fringe. If I cut if my scissors kind of land where it's too wide, I go back and cut. I have random thicknesses and random lengths, and nothing sophisticated or particularly neat, let's say. Okay, I want to do this under here so that the red shows. I'll do it kind of coming out this way, but I don't want it sticking out as much as this layer. So I make them, either I would go out way past that, or I kind of try to tuck down in to it. Okay, I think that when it goes up to where I put the adhesive there, that's about the right length for it. That's not far enough over there. Okay, there, that's good. Let me get my strip now. And I'm going to kind of move the strip over a little bit this way to go with my kind of zigzag look. And I have no idea how I'm going to cover that circle, the hole there, but I'll find something. I'll probably make some little cluster there with some smaller embellishments. Okay, let me see how I want to put this. I thought I would do, there we go. That doesn't cover any of the dog. Okay, let me do a pop dot under there, and then I'm going to let it be loose, except I will probably anchor one small area of it onto the photo. I want it to look kind of freestanding, if you will, but I do want it to kind of stay in place. So I'm going to do this. Oh, come on. It likes to stick to my finger better than it does to paper. Okay, there, and then let me put a tiny, tiny bit of my liquid glue. And it's going to be a really tiny bit because nothing much is coming out there. That's not big enough. Let me have a... When it gets down to the bottom, it needs a little help. Okay, there we go. Now that's on there, and then I'll do some kind of cluster there. Now, before I start embellishing, I want to be sure I have room for my title. What's good about this is it's a helper. It also serves as my lid when I'm working. Okay, so my title is going to be this HBD, and then I've cut out her name from that wonderful sheet of words. I just cut out random letters. I don't think I've used any of the words as they came. I should have checked because I might have found some ready-made words that would work better than these. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of fussy cut this out so it doesn't look like a little kind of a squared off shape. This comes from some 2x2 cards that were on one side of the paper. I've used this yellow checked paper a lot. I love it. I'm actually using it here out of the 6x8 pad, and it has gold foiling on it. And you know what I did over here? I covered up my hip hip hooray that I didn't want to cover up. Maybe I'll leave this hip hip hooray, and I'll just do this. I'll put it on some foam. Get a piece here. Okay, I'll do this. I'll let it overlap the mat so that it kind of breaks a line. I like breaking lines. And I'll do, let's see, where do I want this? I don't want to cover up my hip hip hooray. I think I'm going to do her name out here. Even though the original doesn't really have anything coming out and has the title kind of overlapping the fringe, I'm going to go out here, and then I'll kind of make it, I'll do something here to balance it out. Okay, now here's where my glue is going to come in. I have foamed the back of these letters, but I've got them up on foam. I fussy cut them out of paper. Let me kind of do this so I got a little errant glue there. It's okay because it's dries clear and matte, so you wouldn't be able to tell, but I really don't want to look at it now. I got 3 bluish E's, which kind of go nicely with the HBD. And I've isolated all of my birthday related ephemera. And in typical Scrappy Cathy fashion, I may do a bit of over embellishing. The festivity in these I'll overlap that S and E, and I'll probably have to overlap this not to hit the edge. There we go. Okay, so HBD Reese. Now that gives me spots to embellish. These embellishments are very large, and they're just adorable, but you kind of got to have room for them. I like this. I want to use this guy. So I'm going to pull a sheet of pop dots and do a quick mount of it right here. I love that in here you've got animals holding up balloons in the shape of themselves. It's cute. Okay, there. And then let's see what else we have here. Let me get these in frame. I can put them on top of the foam because I'm not, or on top of the fringe. I kind of don't think I'll do the girl or the boy, but I do have to do the hedgehog and the balloons. Okay, where do I do this? And of course we have to have this cute little guy. Maybe here. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'll need to put something up here, so I'll need something a little bit less vertical maybe. Okay, I'll put this guy down here so he's not on the same line as the little dinosaur. Do I want to go here? That's cute. Okay, I'll just put him kind of flat on this, which is already raised up as a layer. Make sure that the balloons don't okay, it's okay if his little nose is a little covered up. I think we know. Is that that's not a hedgehog, that's a porcupine, isn't it? Let's see. I've got this little guy right here that I could, a little snail with the cupcake, and it has the sprinkles on it like the little flourish is made from. Kind of tuck it there. And I've got some other embellishments I could do. I want to use this word happy, especially since we use the HBD instead of happy birthday. This is a Bramble Fox perspective, and it's kind of knocked around in the drawer a little bit. It's one of those that's so easily usable that you don't think about using it, if that makes any sense at all. Let me put that there, and I'm going to lift these balloons up on pop dots in order to kind of have them lifting off the page a bit. Okay, and I've got some wood balloons, presents, birthday hat. I like these unfinished. I might tuck that guy back behind there. I think it'll look really nice on this light pale wood grain background. Let me push it in so there's not so much of a difference there, although that does give me an opportunity for a puffy dot. Let's see what else we have. I have this slice of cake that I could maybe work in somewhere. Let me hold that back for now. I'm actually getting to a point where I'm almost finished. There is a cute, okay, here, this guy right here. Maybe I could put him here on the down here with his foot kind of covering that that hole. So I'll put him on a pop dot, and I'll lay the pop dot on the hole. In fact, I'll put the pop dot on the hole, and then I'll lift it up. And that'll be one point of contact to hold him. And my other point will be up in here. So let me get that guy. Okay, and now in that cluster, I may go with this birthday party hat. And then maybe over here, I'll layer in the balloon. Okay, that works for me. Let me get some glue on there, and realizing I'm pushing down some of the fringing here, and I'll have to kind of lift up the part that isn't glued down. And the balloon actually doesn't go like that, it goes like this. So in that case, do I want that there, or do I want maybe this little guy kind of joining in with the other? That's kind of too much green over there. How about this gift that I could cut down a bit? That works. Okay. Okay, and now I can do the balloon maybe layered over that. That works for me. Okay. And I think I've got everything in there that I want. I have this little wooden arrow that doesn't necessarily have to be there. I've got this little piece of wood frame, kind of a stamp thing there. I'm gonna just leave all that off. There are some, in the original, there are some brads that she uses in a couple clusters. And I don't want to take the time to remove these brads, but I will work those around in here. And I'm going to add in these enamel dots. I'll put 3 clusters of them with using all the same colors. The pink and the coral sort of color. And I think that's it. Like I said, I'm going to take out some of the, I like these two blue brands. I think I like this black one, but I really don't have a lot of black other than in the photo. So I may not use that, and I have all these bright, pretty, festive colors. There is red, so maybe, and there's green, so maybe a larger blue and a smaller red and smaller green kind of scattered somewhere. Maybe right here for one, maybe right here for the other, and I need maybe something in this cluster, maybe something right there. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call this video finished, and I'll go finish the layout, and I'll see you next week. Bye.